Hey guys, welcome back to the channel and another review for the channel as well. I'll be reviewing Collingwood's game against Brisbane for the Easter Thursday blockbuster at the Gabba. So yeah, let's get straight into the review. So as you can see by the score next to my head, we did go down by 30 points in the end to Brisbane, who are a very, very good team up at the Gabba. But look, Melbourne lost there. We lost there. We don't have a ruck. And, yeah, I'm not too worried. The only thing I am worried about is how we're going to cope with our ruck next week minimum against St Kilda. Because, yeah, Cox won't play next week. Cameron won't play next week, obviously. He'll miss the next 2 months. So, and Begg and Kruger and Steen are all looking unlikely, so yeah, it looks like we're going to be playing this Ash Johnson, Dan McStay, Billy Frampton, and at stages there were times where a ruck would have been very, very handy, but yeah, look, let's be realistic. Brisbane were able to stop our run through the middle with our contested ball and our handball receives. If you do that, you pretty much take the game away from us. And yeah, Craig McRae said in his press conference that, we're going to try and work on it. We're going to try and experiment a few things to see if we can stop that. Because if we face another team like Brisbane that can take that away from us, we need to be able to change our game plan to suit us more. And see if we can, fight back. Now, we were pretty good in the second half. It was that second quarter where we lost the game. And yes, it would have been handy if we had a ruck and if we didn't give away all them stupid free kicks in the middle. But yeah, apart from that, I thought it was pretty even throughout the whole night. That's what you're going to get in an Easter Thursday blockbuster. And look, I reckon it probably would have been about this margin for Melbourne as well, who are arguably the other contender along with us for the flag. And look, if Brisbane can just play better away, then they'll definitely be right up there with us and Melbourne. Now, there was a few players that I thought were very, very good. Obviously, Nick Dacos, again, getting over 35 touches and 2 goals. He's just a champion. It's going to be hard for him to get 3 votes when Rayner kicked 4. Cameron kicked 6. Joe kicked 3 or something. Yeah, they just dominated us through the middle. And yeah, we can't really defend leading forwards, can we? We're not the best at that. So yeah, something to work on, obviously there too. But yeah, look, there's not that much we can do about it now. Obviously, we did have more scoring shots, which is a little bit embarrassing, to be honest, because we definitely shouldn't have had that many scoring shots, and we missed most of them. Like Nick Dacos missed a few easy ones. Even Sidebottom missed one in the last term. That would have been very, very handy. But, not too worried. But if it does happen against St Kilda, then that would make it 3 weeks in a row, and that means I would be worried, definitely. Darcy Moore got taken out of the game, which is really, really annoying. Because Darcy Moore got taken out of the game, our defence was just scrambled. So I thought Brisbane did that quite well as well. Ash Johnson was very, very good. Probably one of our better players as well. Pendlebury was trying. He's always up there with one of our best. But yeah, look, obviously not ideal having not only a few players playing, really, really good football in that game. And the other one was definitely Myercheck, who kicked 3 or 4. He was very, very good for us. And look, it's definitely a lot to work on, but we do have a 10-day break, so we can work on it quite well for our game against Gather Round. Looking forward to it. I'm not worried. We don't have a ruckman. If we had a ruckman in this game, well, it depends which ruckman. If we had Mason Cox, we still would have lost. But if we kick straighter, who knows? But yeah, we just needed a ruckman in this one, really. because it just makes a massive difference, really, doesn't it, having a ruck? And of course, Jack Crisp, not going to go into all the details, but basically he's under investigation and could miss, I don't know, games. I'm not entirely too sure what's going to happen there. He's still being investigated, so yeah, you can't really do much. The other positive I thought was Oleg Markov. Actually, I forgot to mention him before. Got subbed into the game, and he looked really, really good, running off defence on debut. So, yeah, a little positive there. So, yeah, I reckon he'll probably contain that sub spot next week against St Kilda. I think for changes to the side, I think Ginnivan comes back in, most likely for McInnes, who was awful in that game. But yeah, obviously not ideal. We didn't win, but you can't beat Brisbane up at the Gabba in the home and away season, really. Let's face it, Melbourne couldn't do it, and at the moment they're probably been the best team, and we couldn't do it. So yeah, look, we've still got a lot to improve and see if we can beat Brisbane in Melbourne in the second half of the season. And I think we've definitely got to work hard and watch Melbourne games, because they're clearly the team to beat at the moment. And yeah, I'll have to wait and see what happens in their game against West Coast. I mean, let's be real, it should be a flogging, so they'll probably jump us. But yeah, look, not ideal, but yeah, hopefully we can get the job done next week in Gather Round. Yeah, round of celebration. Hopefully we can get the job done against the Saints.